George Zimmerman says he's still getting death threats 7 months after he was acquitted in the death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. The former neighborhood watchman spoke to CNN's Chris Coamo about life after the highly publicized trial, which brought the subject of race plus a controversial Florida law known as Stand Your Ground into the national spotlight.
Do you regret that you killed Trayvon Martin?
It's a simple question, but one George Zimmerman can't seem to answer.
Unfortunately, the Department of Justice is conducting a civil rights investigation, so those are the types of questions that, because of the investigation, I have to tread lightly and I can't answer them.
We checked, and the Department of Justice is investigating any civil rights violations, but says charges aren't expected. Still, Zimmerman's reluctance seems to be about more than legalities.
Do you regret that night? Do you have regrets about it?
Certainly, I think about that night, and I think my life would be tremendously easier if I had stayed home.
If you could go back, you would have stayed home that night?
Certainly, yes. In hindsight, absolutely.
And now, as a point of clarification, you said my life would be so much easier. When you say I wish I had stayed home that night, are you thinking about you and also Trayvon Martin?
Certainly, I think about them, him. I think about my family, all the families that have been put in any type of dangerous situation. So yes, I think about everybody involved.
But safe to say, if you could change how that night came out, you would both be alive today?
I think that's just a different way of rephrasing it.
If you could go back and do it again, you would said you would have stayed home that night.
I would stay home.
So that both of you would still be alive today?
That's a presumption I can't make. I don't know what would have happened. I could have gotten in a car accident when I left, you know.
But you wouldn't have wound up killing Trayvon Martin if you had your way?
He probably wouldn't have ended up attacking me either if I would have stayed home.
And Chris Coamo is joining us now. Chris, excellent work as usual. Let's get into some of the substance of the interview. George Zimmerman wouldn't say he actually regretted killing Trayvon Martin. He says he's not haunted by the memories of that night. So what do you make of that?
I think that he doesn't regret killing Trayvon Martin. Now, I'm not being simplistic. I think he feels he was a victim. He had to do this to save his life. And it is almost impossible for him to even do what seems appropriate, which is to at least express remorse that you had to take a life to save your own. He's unwilling to go there, but I think it's very intentional.
You don't think it was about the law?
I know it wasn't, I guess.
Look at his eyes.
And what does that make you?
This ain't the best example, but
a scapegoat
right now. But when he starts talking to Wolf Biltzer again,
the president, the attorney general,
they would be scapegoating you. Why? Just to show that they're taking a position on something that matters to a lot of people?
I don't know.
He's saying it straight out. I was a scapegoat. And he's right. This is all a bunch of just media trash to keep your eyes off what's really going on in the world right now. Right now, the president's probably signing another order to take away something from you.
Because there are two very
look at his eyes, Chris Coamo's eyes.
Okay, there is the more obvious one, which is this guy killed a black kid and got away with it. There are people who
he's
are
not
angry.
even
it shows a miscarriage
being
of
able to conceal it at all. His eyes are really showing reptilian today.
But there is
for
a parallel
reason.
narrative,
Look,
which is
look at him, slits.
The police and a state investigative authority both thought there wasn't a crime.
Slits.
He only got prosecuted because of politics.
If those ain't reptilian eyes, I don't know what is.
Politicians and still beat the case.
Or if those
this is
aren't.
about the righteousness of Stand Your Ground and the extension of gun rights there. There are two narratives. He buys into the second one. And that is what his reality is, that he's a victim, he did the right thing, and he did the right thing under the law, and that's why he was acquitted.
And he says he's still accused of being a racist, says he still gets death threats. I guess his life will never be the same.
Oh, and it gets tricky,
people wouldn't believe it to me if I told them all the head reporters on the media are all reptilian, just like the elite, and they're all in it together.
Well, but he's alive. And Trayvon Martin lost his life. And George Zimmerman, if he were in any other state, maybe he'd be rotting away in jail. I say maybe because his case, the facts of his case, to me, Wolf, I wasn't surprised that he was acquitted during the trial. I think in just about any state, the facts of his case may have made self-defense an option for him with a jury anyway.
So the interview has created a lot of reaction, a lot of buzz out there, and I'm anxious to get Your sense to this reaction since the interview
this is more
this morning on New Day?
about, not even so much focusing about this Chris Coamo guy being returned, but it is proof, man, that these head people, even the reporters of the media, are just telling you lies, trash. Listen, it's how they just keep harping about this. There is no punishment. I think they had a court session that said that it was self-defense. Why are we even talking about this anymore?
Self-defense law did. It's political.
Look at this reptilian freak. Look at his eyes.
2005, and it's a problem. Here's why I thought George Zimmerman was important.
He's got to keep shutting his eyes too. Have you noticed that? To try to get control of him.
You don't do it to celebrate him. He is not a celebrity.
Squinting his eyes. Chris Coamo, not him.
Of those things. He's given credit for being this calculated zealot who knew how to work the system and got away with killing Trayvon Martin because he knew the law. I don't believe that's true.
This guy right here is a fake.
I think he's unsophisticated when it comes to the law.
I think you're unsophisticated because you're not respecting the court's decision, and we're even talking about this. So who's really the hypocrite? So, just the CNN made a decision with NASA to exploit things to keep our eyes off what's really going on with the New World Order. Well, I'm going to throw this around as much as possible. I'm going to do whatever I can. I hate the Antichrist with a passion. I love Christ, and I'll just tell you that right now. And I'm a Christian, and it's a belief to me, not a religion. It's that simple, okay? He's my Savior and my Lord, and He's the answer to all. You say Jesus' name around a demon and see what happens.
Be sure to catch Chris along with Kate Baldwin and Michaela Pereira on CNN.
We'll talk about this at another video. Thank you for watching this.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern.
Have a great day.
News in the morning.